Hello everyone and welcome to this beautiful day. You ought to rejoice, you ought to celebrate. You know why? Because this is the day the Lord has made and we all are supposed to rejoice and be glad in it. My name is Doin Jimo and this is the Velvet Room. On today's edition of the Velvet Room, I'm having a special guest with me. He is the chairman of the Delta State chapter of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria and also the presiding bishop and founder of the Heroes of Faith Ministries right here in Ughelli, Delta State, Nigeria. Help me make welcome to the Velvet Room today, Bishop Kingsley Enakirerhi. You're welcome, sir.
God bless you.
How are you doing today, sir?
Great. Jesus.
How has ministry been all this year, sir?
Ministry has been so good, but full of challenges.
Naturally. Oh, seeing you from the television, you look extremely old, but sitting close to you, you are young and so vibrant. How have you kept this shape so far?
Well, I'm not an old man, not a young man. By the grace of God, I'm also a grandfather.
Oh, beautiful.
But you know, sometimes when you see a man on the stage and outside the stage, I mean, there's different. And the Holy Spirit, the man himself. That what has helped me so far is one, God, two, discipline.
All right. Now, straight up to the program
Go
today.
ahead.
Tell us about Bishop Kingsley Enakirerhi.
Okay. Kingsley Enakirerhi, who is the presiding bishop of the Heroes of Faith Ministry, is number 1 out of 4 children by Elder Mrs. Rebecca Enakirerhi and by Mr. Johnny Enakirerhi. My mom has 8 before me. They all passed on. Wow. So I was the 9th child that survived. Wow. After me, my mom had 5 other children, a girl, a boy, a girl, a boy, and a girl. But 2 of them passed on in my presence. So I'm a native of this town. I was born here.
Tell us about your salvation story.
My salvation story is when I finished my secondary school in 1976. Then I worked in Shell briefly. And I was among those that Shell was to take for training because those did the train school start and they put them in different departments. Okay. I worked as a damage clerk in Shell. But for 1 year, I couldn't stay because this passion for entire sport, going from entire sport to entire sport. So that was how I lost my job in Shell. So I now left to Lagos in pursuit of plans to go to United States of America for further studies. Okay. I got to the Lagos 1978, and in preparation, I discovered that the business I was doing to make the money and travel overseas for further studies almost at the pink of breakthrough, something will happen. Wow. That's what we know as almost success syndrome. But then in 79, where we used to go and drink and smoke, I don't smoke cigarette, but I smoke Indian ham. So where we go to smoke Indian ham in the evenings after job, with our girlfriends and the woman that will cook pepper soup and chicken and we'll relax. My custom friends, all of us. There was a police inspector who comes there and he will start preaching about Jesus. And this man smoking the ham. Wow. But the way he talked about Jesus, passionately about Jesus, the crucifixion, the suffering, and the sinful nature of man. I mean, when he's talking like that, I am drawn in, I'm convicted. And when he will be talking, I will start crying. Wow. So my friends, my girlfriend will say, why are you crying? He said, because the story this man is saying. I will tell them, but you are hearing, this man is saying that this Jesus came to die for us. My other friends who are lawyer friends will be arguing. He died for the Jews. You see, we have our own God in Africa. All this Shango, Yelala, they are our God. But down deep in me, I'll start crying. You see, God can use anybody. I feel that time, because among all the people that were coming to that place to smoke Indian ham, I can't remember any of them that God saved. but I got saved through that.
Wow.
You see, as the man continued for 3 months, then he said, if you are convicted, I want you to do this. Every Wednesday and Friday, fast from morning to 12. Don't eat anything. Don't come around your girlfriend. And kneel down 3 times and say, Lord, I'm in darkness. Show me the light. Jesus, the light of the world. Show yourself to me and bring me out of darkness. Simple prayer. I started it. So every Wednesday and Friday, no girlfriend, no smoking, no drinking till 12. And I will pray those 3 prayers. And I will kneel down and say, Lord, I'm in darkness. Jesus, you are the light. Show me the light and deliver me from darkness. And when we get to the joint where we smoke, we asked, how many of you are doing the prayer? I said, I'm doing it. My friends will be laughing and say, Kingsley, something they worry you. You mean this man, this thing is saying is catching you like that? I said, and I continue. 6 months time, 1979. And my elder brother, not the same mother, but the same father, I'm next to him, moved from Ajegula. We used to be in Alaba. He moved, he rented a house at Agbojuamo, opposite Festac. And they called me and said, no, come stay with me. Come stay with me. And then my brother, he eats well. He dresses well. He takes care of people. So I was happy. And he's smoking the IM too. So I said, man, this guy will be feeding me when I finish smoking. So I packed from my friend's house and moved straight. Now, as I got there, behold, the company we came. There was a young man from Assemblies of God, on fire for God. And when I moved to Agbojuamo, one of my girlfriends, we were all in Notre Dame. I was in Notre Dame College, Osoro. She was in AGS, Osoro. And we were boyfriend and girlfriend here. We ran it ourselves in Lagos. And at this time, she became pregnant. So we all moved. My brother said, come. It's not, but we all stay together. So we moved. This guy from Assemblies of God, we start prayer at 12 o'clock. Oh boy, oh boy. You tell your girlfriend, please shift. This guy is bringing down Jesus tonight. We're in trouble. He will sing, he will weep. The next morning, he wake up like this, see all of us. He know we are sinners. And he addresses us, Bro Kingsley. Bro Kingsley, how are you? Good morning. We'll be angry, say, this man, this Jesus man. But to me, I think that was God's plan for me. So he started inviting me to church, started inviting me. And I thought, shame. One day, it's okay, let's go. We entered the vehicle. This was now January 1980. We went first Sunday of the year to the church. When we got there, I sat down and the pastor started preaching. And this guy preached that morning. It was as if somebody told him my life. That was when they call Assemblies the Weeping Church. Wow. And the man we said, open to the book of Exodus. I go to Index. Then before I check out Exodus,
he's done with it.
He's done with it. Oh my God. And then all the young guys around me, they just flip the Bible, flip. I was ashamed of myself. When the man make altar call for sinners, I didn't know how I found myself at the altar crying and weeping. Wow. My girlfriend followed me too. I gave my life, laid my hand on my altar. And after the prayer, sinner prayer, it was as if a burden was taken out of me. Passion for the word went out of me. When I came, my eyes, I was crying. I was so hard, nothing make me cry. But I wept like a baby. And when I came back, we closed. Now going back home, we bought a bus. When we were going, the young man that took us to the church, he preached. Now we are going. He wanted to preach. I said, no, let me tell them what happened to me today. I stood up. I didn't know the beginning introduction of my message because I never have been to church before. My parents were not church people. We are not raised in church. So we are not used to it. You'll be amazed to hear that I'm the first generation Christian in my entire family. It was strange, but I stood up and I told them this is what happened to me in church today. I started sharing with them that sin is not good. Jesus is coming. People, part of the sermon that the pastor preached.
Was what you now said.
Started preaching. So that was the beginning. And from that very day, the appetite of Abraham died in me.
Wow.
The girlfriend, I know you will ask me what about the girl who was pregnant for me. I went to the church when I started going to water baptismal class. I told them everything. This girl is not my wife. Her dowry have not been paid. She's pregnant. Everything. The pastor said, okay, it's better I pay her dowry and marry her. So, okay, that's all right. But you know, when God has planned for your life, there are some things no man will teach you. And one of those things is I started praying, God, if you know this woman will make destiny with me, let this pregnancy stay. But I don't want to have children from different women. I know I came out from a home of polygamous. I know the pains, the injury, the lamentation to be in a polygamous set. So Lord, please, I started praying. And I think a week before our water baptism, now 6 months in the faith, one day, she went to the bathroom in the morning, and I was still praying. She came and said, the baby has fallen. I said, what? She didn't have any pain. She just went to take her bath, and behold, the baby. I went to the bedroom and saw the baby. So when she was crying to me, I said, this is prayer what? Answered. This prayer answered.
Exactly.
Because I've come to understand that the woman you marry will either marry you or make you.
True.
And I don't know what God has for me in the future, so I don't want to mess up with a strange parcel with me or SS luggage with me. So that is all I told the pastor. I don't have anything to do with that again. That's how we break up that relationship. Then I continue. In that 6 months' time, I was already in the choir. Wow. I was a member of the prayer band. I joined the prayer band first. My prayer ministry today, if you check very well, you know that there's a praying ministry. I joined prayer band. I joined Sunday school teacher. I joined choir, every department. Where was I? I came late. I want to be everywhere. I want to be everywhere. I grab everything. So that is just on my conversion.
Yes. Now, very quickly, in 1982, you started the Calvary Gospel Mission.
Yes.
And in 1992, you started the Heroes of Faith Ministries. So we want to know what was the transition like from Calvary to Heroes of Faith?
Okay, what happened is when I got saved in that 1980, 81, 80, I came across Deeper Life. And Deeper Life was just a fellowship.
Okay.
A fellowship, and decided to just teach Bible study. So I go there for fellowship. And as I go there for fellowship, 1981, I was still going there for fellowship. Then I started having the call. You know, one thing that was surprising, those I met in the church who were older Christians, everything, when we go anywhere, they want me to give the exhortation because they saw the hand of God, because I was really serious. I was on fire. You know, my background, you know where I'm coming from. This thing is new. I needed it. So 3 days dry fasting, I will fast. I go to work. Every time I don't feel it, I do all my prayer because the man there was a wake-up praying. I wake up myself praying, so it was a great school. So finally the call started coming. And I said, God, do I go to the Assemblies of God Bible School or to the Deeper Life Bible School? So 1982, 81, I resigned from my job and went to Deeper Life Bible School. When I was there, I started having great dealing from God to come back home. But I left home as a sinner. I don't know any Christian. Just coming home to start my own ministry. You understand me?
Yeah.
So I met this man who came from Delta State. He was in the Bible school to learn, and the man is gentle. I saw the need that I should join him to come back home here and receive tutoring from him before I come to start what God wants me to start. So he has his headquarters in a fruit there. So he said, can I pay? I said, it's not paying. God is calling me home. So, but you see the miracle. Immediately when I got to the front, I went to the east to Holy Crusade, plant some branches of Deeper Life in Ubinse.
Wow.
When I finished, before I came here, the pastor in Ugele here, who was the assistant overseer to the man, said this man has gone to Deeper Life, is going to entered meeting with the elders of the church and took the whole church.
Wow.
Took the whole membership. So when I came from that crusade, I came to a friend, told me that the branch in Ugele has gone.
Wow.
So I should go to Ugele and start. And God was telling me to come.
Go home.
Do you understand it?
Exactly, sir.
I said, God. So I came with 2 students. I started Calvary Gospel Mission. But the man knew that I was there for some time because God has told me to start a work. I had the mandate, go deliver my people from the hand of the oppressor, and through the word of faith, raise me heroes of faith.
Wow.
So that's how it started. So staying with Calvary Gospel Mission was like a training time. Now when the time came, I was becoming so comfortable. The Lord helped us. We grew under 5 years, the church above 1,000 in 10 years. We built the biggest, largest cathedral here. Everywhere is like all road lead to that church, Calvary Land. We're growing. I was settled. I have money. I was blessed so much because outreaches and inward, people were blessing me, and miracles were happening. Deliverance was happening, and I was so comfortable. Anywhere I go, they address me as a general overseer. The man himself knew that this man, the hand of God was really upon him. Until after 10 years, trouble started. Some guys in the church that were working disorderly and discipline, they went connive with the overseer. This man is becoming too strong, and he's the one they know as the overseer, not you now. So when the fight started, I went to meet the man said, instead of me leaving, he want to leave the church for me. So I said, I will leave. So that is how I left in 1992. I resigned honorably. That's how I left to begin the Heroes of Faith ministry.
And it's been glorious.
Surely, you can see it.
Exactly.
It's glorious. I'm enjoying myself and enjoying ministry. I'm telling you, for somebody to have this in place in his hometown.
True. True.
How many ministers in this country are in their hometowns?
True.
I'm more blessed.
True.
So it has been glorious.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Wow, it's been Bishop Kingsley Enakirerhi with us right here in the Velvet Room. We've seen Bishop as God has led him through his salvation story and how he planted this ministry. When we return, we'll see Bishop as the chairman of PFN Delta State Chapter. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's still the Velvet Room. I'm Toyin Jima, and I still have with me Bishop Kingsley Enakirerhi, the Bishop of the Heroes of Faith Ministries, right here in Ughelli, Delta State, Nigeria. Apart from being the presiding bishop of this great ministry, you're also the chairman of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Delta State Chapter. Can you tell us how the journey has been so far as the chairman of PFN Delta State?
I am the fourth chairman in Delta State. Delta State PFN have been existing for the past, this is the 25th years.
Wow.
I took over as number 4 man in the state. And the journey so far has been great. We've had some programs. I've shared my vision with them. What is my vision for PFN in this first tenure? Number 1 is partnership, purity, power, prosperity, and purpose. These are the 5 things, 5 P's. And I've spent time in our first summit and the retreat we went to tell them this is my focus. These are the things we must do. We must not be in fellowship and be far off. It's Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria. So we're going to have more of fellowship, partnership in this work. So the journey has been so good.
Beautiful.
Yes, please.
Now, PFN Nigeria has had lots of challenges over the years due to the incessant crisis up there in the north. What's your take in this persecution of Christians in the northern part of Nigeria?
You see, my take is, well, number 1, I don't want the church to panic. Persecution is part of our Christian religion. If you read history, the 12 apostles, almost all of them were martyred. And the church will always grow wherever there is persecution. Jesus was speaking on the Sermon on the Mount. He said, blessed are you when man shall persecute you. Matthew 5 verse 9 down. And say all manner of things against you. For my sake, say rejoice and be exceedingly glad, because great is your reward in heaven. What is going on in the north is persecution. But it's not to say that there's a religion trying to colonize us. It's not possible.
True.
The church in Nigeria has come to stay. And my encouraging exhortation to the body of Christ is, let us not look at what the devil is doing in the north or in any part of this nation. Let's look at what God is doing. What is God's agenda? In these last days, he said, many of you will be killed for my name's sake. There will be betrayers. We should look at it as a part of God's agenda. And let's also look at it that no matter what is happening in the north, they can't stop the church. Jesus said in Matthew 16, verse 18, I will build my church. Like I tell my members, I say, let us not panic when it is God. God can defend his name.
True.
God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we think and ask. If we don't, like some people say, we don't have military might, we don't have this and that. I said, Lord, heaven have military might. It took stones for God to kill many thousands of people in the days of Ezekiel, in the days of Gideon. So if that is the same God we are serving, forget whether we are equipped or not, we have the armory or not. The day they get it, then all the armory will spoil, and they will see God of heaven, the man of war.
So true.
So we are not bothered. We should stand still and see the salvation of the Lord.
So true.
So strange. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Bishop, you've written several books.
Yes.
Which of them is your favorite?
Heroes of Faith.
Heroes of Faith.
Dare to be a Heroes of Faith.
Dare to be a Heroes of Faith. What was the inspiration for that book like?
The inspiration is, I took it from the book of Hebrews chapter 11, and I talk about some of the heroes of faith there. Yeah. And I told them that at the end of it, every church, you will to take a heroes of faith to get to the kingdom of God. If you are not a hero of faith, you will never be at the kingdom.
All right. It's been beautiful right here with Bishop Kingsley Enakirerhi. We've heard about him and his ministry. We've also heard about him and the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria. Bishop, you don't just have a Bible school. You also have a secular school, primary, nursery. You know, personally, it beats my imagination when the people say church is now getting into business when they try to set up schools and when they will set up schools, it make it expensive for people to attend. So tell us a little bit about your school, both the Bible school and your nursery and primary school.
That's right. Now, I want to tell you that the reason why the church went back to school is when the schools were under missionaries. We have sanity. Our youth were groomed. I didn't grow up in a Christian home, but I went to a mission school. I know I was compelled to pray in the morning, to pray in the afternoon, and to pray in the evening. So I learned how to pray from the school. Primary school, you have to say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And it was sanity. But since government took schools from the church, you know the things that happen.
True.
So we felt now we cannot continue to encourage this.
True.
If the church have the means, let's set up a secular school. And let's begin to educate and teach our children morals, values. Are you hearing me? So that when they come and, if you train a man, you give him knowledge without morals and value, you become an hardened criminal.
True. So true.
So that is why we started school, not for money. One, to create room, job for people.
True.
Two, to give moral instruction to the upcoming generation. Because this country has no future without godly people in authority.
Yes, sir.
You understand me?
Yes, sir.
So to create morals, to teach values. Then number three, to bring academic excellence. Look at what we have today all over, both private, government school, we call them miracle center. Why somebody come out with grade 1, first, everything, but you come to write, they cannot write the simple English. Because they copies. Lying in our school here, you come here during exam, this one is student, this another student, this one. So many when they come to class 6, they don't want to enroll, they leave, they don't want to enroll. But I'm not worried. But those who enrolled, they are doing well. That's on the secular school.
Yeah.
That's what brought the vision. Knowledge and the fear of God is the principal thing. That's our motto. The coming to the Bible school, I felt also like you cannot do anything where you are not trained. I hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God has blessed me. He has blessed this work. I have traveled wide. And since I have a body in the United States that I can affiliate this Bible school to and train people, tell them my experience, grow them up, that's why I did. I started this Bible school, and we graduated a lot of students. Some are founders of ministries, others are pastors. So we are really doing well.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, very quickly, I definitely know you're a bishop of one wife.
That's right. Wow.
Tell us about your family.
Oh my goodness, that's another thing, you know. I'm a bishop of one wife. By the grace of God, we're doing well. But, you know, I was married to one for 23 years, and she passed on. Yeah. And then I married another for the past 8 years. So we are doing well. Father of 5 children, 2 grandchildren.
Beautiful. My
2 daughters are 3 girls. Our 2 daughters are married. Then the last one is in the university. That one is graduating this August, while the other 2 boys are on their own. They are doing business.
Beautiful.
So that's my family background.
What's your favorite scripture?
My favorite scripture is John 3, verse 16.
Wow.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Why the next one is faith, is a victory. Whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world, and this is the victory, even our faith. Faith, John 5, verse 4.
Bishop Kingsley Enakirerhi.
Yes, sir.
What will you be remembered for?
When I passed on,
yes, sir.
1, my humility. 2, my sincerity of life. 3, my passion for God.
Wow.
4, my care for people. My care for people. Then 5, my preaching nothing but the truth.
Wow.
Those are the things I
so when you are not preaching, when you are not presiding over a board meeting, what do you do? How do you relax? How do you get out of this lots of work you do?
I play with my wife so much. And my kids. They are grown up.
Okay.
No one is with us presently. But I play with them a lot. So that's what I do. If I'm not preaching, I crack joke with my staffs, we laugh, everything. Because life is all about, it's more easier to laugh and be happy than be sad.
True.
So that's what I do.
Wow.
Yeah, I enjoy myself.
It's been the Bishop of the Heroes of Faith, Ughelli, right here in Delta State, Nigeria, Bishop Kingsley Enakirerhi. Bishop, before I let you go, I want you to look straight into the camera and speak to the life of young ministers who wants to grow, number one. And secondly, based on where God brought you from, speak to those who are still bound by drug addiction and pray for God to deliver them and bring them out.
That's right. I want to say to those of you who are up there who are living in sin and who are slave to sin, especially drugs and women and stealing and the rest. Now listen, there is nothing God cannot do, and there's nobody God cannot change. If God can change me and many others whom you have heard their testimony, he can also change your life. Then to younger ministers, listen, my counsel to you young ministers is stand still, see the foundation of the Lord, labor, be diligent, be faithful, be focused, and fire on. One day, you will get more than your desire. And don't forget, there's difference between my vision and his vision. If you are following his vision, you cannot do more than what he has in store for you. These 5 fingers are not equal. So know what God has called you to do and be content with it. The Bible says godliness and contentment is great what? Gain. Just focus on what God could call you to do. And on the last day, the man that has 10,000 membership and you that have 500 or 100 membership in the village, you'll be amazed that your reward may be greater than him. Because to him much is given, much is also what? Required. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Bishop.
Yes, sir. Yes,
We're so glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
I will hope to have you whenever we call on you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
And thank you, viewers, for staying tuned to today's edition of the Velvet Room. It has been beautiful, and I'm always excited to have you with me every day. Always remember that my name is Thorin Jimo, and always remember also that there is a seed of greatness in you. God bless you.